touched on it last weekend in Milwaukee, but just the additions of the rest of your repertoire, just how much confidence is that giving you going out there, knowing that you can attack with multiple weapons?
Yeah, it feels a lot better than last year. I go out and I feel like any count, really, I can throw 3 or 4 or 5 pitches, so definitely helps.
Seemed like, we talked about the splitter a ton too, but just going back to the fastball, like the bread and butter, it seemed like that was really working for you tonight too.
Yeah, it was, and I think I said last week, like I'm really happy with where the sinker is as well. So like just having both of those, those two pair well together and they work. So whenever I'm locating those, like I'll have success with those, and then you add in the other stuff, and it's got potential.
How much tougher does it make you because you can adjust? One time through you're getting guys out with the fastball. The next time they're coming up, you can go at them with something different. Seems like you can kind of manipulate all the way through every time you face a guy differently.
Yeah, for sure. Not just having to rely on the fastball is huge. I mean, and especially like it even whenever I fall behind, they still just can't sit fastball because it could be fastball or sinker. Even like the last 2 weeks, the slider hasn't really felt that well. Like it hasn't been commanded very good, and so like once I get that going to where it was last year, like I think it's going to open up a lot.
Bryce, I know like some people make fun of the stat of the quality start, but it speaks to giving your team a chance to win. You guys have thrown 5 quality starts. You have wins in all of them. Last year you were second most in MLB. I mean, it kind of goes into what you guys believe, which is just going deep and keeping your team in it, right?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you get through 6, and bullpen only has to cover 3 innings, so it's big. If you're getting through 6, you're being efficient, and the game should be moving on. And like getting the offense back out there as quick as I can, and not having them stand around is big. So yeah, for sure.
This is a couple straight starts you've had a chance to go through a lineup a third time. How are you able to attack it differently this year than maybe last year when you had those opportunities?
I mean, really all of last year, like if I went short or if I went long, it was like you're going to get a lot of heaters. And even, the third time through, they knew what they were getting. So it was, as the game would go on, they've seen it a couple times and they know what's coming. And, these hitters are good, so they can adjust. But that's one thing I wanted to work on was like being able to keep hitters on their toes, every at bat, and where they can't just sit a pitch and know it's coming. So it's been big.
Bryce, you had a little bit of traffic with 2 outs, but seemingly were able to get right through it. What allowed you to do that, to kind of just settle in and get out of each of those jams? Did you call them jams?
Yeah, I mean, everybody I'm just trying to attack. Like today, the command wasn't as it was last week, but runners on, no one on, like I'm just trying to attack and get ahead and make good pitches. And especially with runner on second, like you really got to dial it in and focus. But I mean, every batter I try to focus like the exact same, like as if bases were loaded or something, and make the best pitch I can in every count.
Bryce, what's the process been for you trying to figure out when to mix in the new stuff and how to best get the most out of that stuff as you look to add it here?
I mean, I think every lineup's different and every game's different, and just going through lineups like with attacking like with my plan A and adjusting to the hitters if they have like anything in specific, but just trying to adjust as the game goes on. And whereas last year, like if I was getting hit early, it's like I don't really know where to go, and right now I feel like I have options. If they're adjusting, I can adjust as well. So it's like I said, it's been big, and it helps the confidence in getting the lineup through the third time, and just knowing that more than likely I still have pitches that they haven't seen yet, and I can get throw any pitch in any count, so they're not just sitting heater.
You had a bit of a George reaction to that last walk when you had to. Did you know you were coming out no matter what?
Yeah, I figured pitch count was getting up, and it was just 4 bad pitches. Yeah, I made a good pitch on 3-2, but then I go walk them on 4 pitches, so that was annoying. But
When we were sitting up top, it looked like you had a delayed leg kick on one of them. Was that by design? Is that something you've been working on?
Yeah, kind of. Every time I throw a bullpen or when I'm warming up before the game, I do some drills with like just a couple fastballs, like delayed leg kick, like a pump, and then just different stuff, mainly for like mechanics and stuff. But we've been talking about like I do it every bullpen every time I'm on the mound. I might as well just mix it in. So I did a couple tonight. I messed around with like a little bit of a delay, like on the step back last week. But I've watched like Evaldi. He does that a lot, and just anything to keep hitters off balance. So yeah, it worked out. It was cool.
Thought maybe you're saluting some of those Japanese pitchers that have the extra little kick that they like.
Yeah. No, it's fun. And whenever I get ahead, I can kind of do stuff like that, so it makes it more fun whenever I'm in good counts. But yeah, just playing with it, having fun.
Thanks, Bryce.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Seems like that's our signature game. It's really good starting pitching. It's timely hitting. We've got a few walks tonight, and you walk out with a W. But Bryce Miller's on a roll. The addition of the split finger and some other things he's added to his repertoire have really paid off, and it's been fun to watch. He's commanding the ball, getting it at the top of the zone. He's got the splitter at the bottom of the zone. So awesome job by him tonight, and I thought Cal Raleigh did a really nice job to mix in all his pitches, especially second and third time through the lineup. So good job of the bullpen. Thorny got some big outs there in the seventh. Mooney was really sharp tonight, and Stanek was on fumes a little bit, but nice to see him get through that, get the homestand off on a great start. Needed a hit somewhere along there tonight, and Julio came up with a big one. So didn't try to do too much. Got a ball up in the zone and put the good swing on it, and obviously found a hole. You never know with Bellinger out there. He can really cover ground, but we'll take it. The big thing for me tonight is we took the walks. It's something we have not been doing. We got to get better at that, and it paid off tonight. I think all three guys that got on base ahead of Julio were there via the walk. So, again, good way to start the homestand.
So we've talked a lot about the additions, the pitches that he's made, the bread and butter. It seemed like the fastball, just going back to square one, but that was really good for him tonight.
It really was, and mixing them both, the two-seamer down, the four-seamer up, enough breaking balls, like I said, second and third time through the lineup, and then the split finger on top of it. So he's really got all the weapons, and he's really competitive. He's got the ability to make adjustments in the course of the game if one or two of them aren't working, but he had them all going on tonight. That's a good offensive team over there. They're off to a good start this year. They've been very patient throughout the course, and he got them. He was in the strike zone early, so they had to go up there and swing the bat against him.
Scott, he's not, I know he has that mindset or the aura of, I'll just chuck it in there, but he's a pitcher, isn't he? He pitches. Like, he's not just some guy up there throwing as hard as he can. There's some thought to what he does.
There's a plan or a method to his madness, so to speak, and he does pitch. He's not going to let you know he does. He thinks he just chucks it in there, but he does have a plan, and credit to Cal behind the plate, too, mixing it up second, third time through the lineup, understanding these are the guys your fastball may be most effective against. Here's the guys you got to go to the off speed, and he did it perfectly tonight.
He had some base runners with 2 outs. What did you see from his composure in those moments? To get out of it?
Just execute. We have not done a good job as a staff executing in those spots, especially as far as a scoring position with 2 outs and in those spots. You don't have to throw harder or nastier. You just got to execute, and he did an awesome job of that tonight.
I think with the weapons and stuff and the way he pitches and attacks, is he a guy that you can see going 4 times through a lineup? Like a lot of times with the younger guys, it's twice, 3 times to get him out, but he looks like a guy that can probably do that eventually.
We're good with 3.5. If we get to 4 times through the lineup, he's usually got a great game going, and that's what you saw, tonight. Last couple times out, he has been fantastic. It's unique. He's got a little bit of a higher slot. He can ride the ball. He can do a lot of different things, so he's really hard to game plan against on a particular night, especially when he's got both the fastballs working, the one down, the two-seamer, and the four-seamer up.
You touched on the base runners and the walks, but just how important was it to capitalize once you did get that bases loaded opportunity?
It's always important. Timely hitting, man. Timely hitting is the name of the game. We didn't have a lot of hits tonight, but like I said, we had the 5 walks tonight, which for me, I'd like to see us get to the point where we're getting double-digit hits every night, but creating the traffic, making the guy throw pitches. We got the starter out tonight after the fourth inning. I believe that's the first time we've done that all year, and that's a big deal. You know, you put constant pressure on them, just running the pitch count up. Some really good at-bats by J.P. Crawford tonight. I thought that taking the walk late before Julio got up there, it's huge. He was down on the count and found a way to get on base. So everybody needs to continue to do that up and down the lineup.
Let's go with
Show a
Julio.
little something at third base.
I thought he made some really good plays at third base. Obviously, the throw there in the seventh had a little tail to it, got up the line, and ticked off Ty's glove. But he made some really good plays before that, and I thought he had good at-bats tonight, too.
Scott, with Julio, we saw him kind of just miss the fastball in the first at bat, then chase a couple changeups, then kind of see both in that third at bat, but drives the ball. I mean, and it was simple. It was up the middle. It didn't look like he was trying to do a whole lot with the swing.
No, and the thing with Julio tonight, did get a couple balls in the air, and that's a good sign. That means his timing's better. He chased some changeups that were down, and we got work to go yet. But as far as he's making contact, he's staying through the middle of the field and getting the ball in the air. That usually means his timing is a little bit better. So, again, we got a long ways to go. Really happy for him. Got a big hit and a big moment in the game. Helped us win the game tonight, and hopefully he can build upon that.
Is Ty France starting to look like Ty France again to you with the play with the way?
He's always looked like Ty France to me. He's just a little skinnier. But, Ty's not going to wait around. He sees a pitch he likes. He goes after it. Big hit after the Julio hit, just to get up there, stay aggressive, not try to do too much, just take it to right field. That's what Ty does when he's on his game. So he's off to a good start. I think everybody was concerned. He had a down year last year. He put the effort, the time in, made a few adjustments with his swing and his body, and it's paying off for him. I'm really happy for him. And he's a new dad, so he's got a little something else to worry about, which is not a bad thing.
What does a win where you put, the hitting and the pitching, at least scoring runs and the pitching together for the clubhouse? What's that? Well,
I thought the win in Toronto the other day was huge. We made a big defensive play. We got a big hit, and it did take a little bit of let's relax a little bit. Let's get on a plane, go home, and have a good homestand. And that your momentum is only as good as your next day's starting pitcher. And we had the right guy on the mound tonight. He just kept the momentum going. And tomorrow night, you hand the ball to Emerson. Hopefully, he can get us, 5-6 innings and then go from there. So that's what it takes. Everybody doing their job. You don't have to do more than what's asked of you. Just keep your team in the game. And Bryce has done a little bit more than that, but it's what it takes: consistent starting piting.
And I know you said Andres Munoz wasn't 100% after the last game, but great outing today.
Yeah, he looked really sharp tonight. The fastball had a lot of life. Slaughter was there, so again, both Stanek and Mooney, we've run them hard here the last 2 or 3 days, so other guys will get an opportunity to step up here in the remainder of the series.
All right.
Thanks.
Thank you.